When do we want baby number 2? How many kids that we want? How do I meal plan or meal prep for Sage? Clark and I have to be more intentional about spending time together and connecting. Best way to build a mama community. Sage's current schedule. What's one thing you least expected about becoming a mom? How did you lose your post-pregnancy tummy fat so fast? If given a choice, would you prefer a C-section delivery over normal delivery given the pain? I know. Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. Someone commented yesterday and said that I looked really tired and I should take a break, and you're not wrong. What are you doing, big girl? You're so proud of yourself. You need to sit on your bottom. There you go. Yes, sit on your bottom. We need to turn the tree on. What are we doing? Anyway, you're not wrong. Yes, I look tired because I am tired, and not much that I'm gonna do about that right now. So today we're gonna do a Q&A. I'm gonna answer your mom life questions. I put a little box up on my Instagram story and had you guys ask questions. So we're just gonna move throughout our day, and I'm gonna, yes, baby. And I'm going to answer them. Let's just go right into it. The first question is, when do we want baby number 2? I'm pretty sure we want to do like the 2 to 3 year gap. I don't know when we're gonna start trying. It's weird now that she's over a year old and I'm like, oh wait, if I want that gap, like that's sometime soon. I guess the short answer would be ideally a 2 to 3 year gap, but at the same time, you never know how long it's gonna take to get pregnant. My very first pregnancy ended in loss. She was my second pregnancy. So you just never really know, but ideally that 2 to 3 year gap would be great, I think. And then you guys asked how many kids that we want. I keep saying 3 because my family, I came from 3, and that just seems to make sense to me. But again, we will see. Clark originally was like, I think 2, no, we're not gonna touch that. 2, but recently he's been saying 3. So it's one of those things where you just have to have them and kind of see how we feel. You can wave, but we're not gonna touch, okay? Yeah, there you go, baby. Another question that was asked was, how do I meal plan or meal prep for Sage? Guys, I feel like I could be doing so much better at this. We eat really healthy, and I share a lot about what we do eat and what I feed Sage, but I don't have like a really good system down. I don't make a ton of recipes for her yet. She eats a lot of the recipes that we eat, but she's pretty much just eating really simple whole foods. I'm always giving her fruit, always like some kind of vegetable. She's found a love for tofu recently, which is cool. But yeah, it's a lot of like foods on their own on her plate, not a ton of recipes, which she's getting older now, so I'm like, I should probably be doing that. For example, this is her lunch. She has peas, avocado, a little bit of tofu, raspberries, and this is a little bit of the soup we had last night. So there's like beans and carrots and onion and that kind of thing. So this is what I mean. I don't really do a ton of recipes. This is from dinner, but a lot of it is just whole foods I put together on her tray. You may know, but we did baby-led weaning, which I will definitely do with the next child. She completely started feeding herself at like 7 months old, and it's been amazing. What is that? You have the top to the French press? Okay. I don't know how you got that. All right. Do you see the chaos that I'm living in? This is a side note. I love a clean house, but I'm never going to try to make everything look perfect before I film. I will never be that person. This is just very much popping into our world and what's going on. But I have started keeping track of the things that she really likes and easy go-tos for her that she does enjoy. I've started to keep track of those because I might compile them and put them in a little guide or an ebook or something of that nature. I think for next year, that's kind of one of the things I want to do. If that's something you would like, tell me. If people actually want those kind of recipes for their baby or toddler, so let me know if you want that, and I'll make it eventually. And just so it's something easy for me to have in the kitchen, I can be like, okay, what do I want to make her, and just open it up and find something, you know. I got questions about her bedtime routine. I actually just posted a video a few days ago of our routine, so I'll go ahead and put that up here and also below, so you can just go ahead and watch that, so I don't have to go through the whole process with you right here. Someone asked if Clark and I have to be more intentional about spending time together and connecting, and the answer is yeah, you definitely have to be more intentional, and we're really bad at it. That's just the real answer. We've only utilized a babysitter twice since she's been alive, and it was at night for a couple hours when she was sleeping and no one had to do anything. Clark works so much and life is just busy and chaotic, so we've done a really bad job this whole year about taking time for ourselves, like outside of the house and going on dates. We just truly have not done that. Do you want to hold it? Yeah, you can stir the peas. We're making some peas for lunch right now. Yeah, stir. Thank you. I want to get one of those toddler towers for the kitchen so bad. I should have got her that for Christmas. I don't know what I was thinking, but I think that she really would enjoy that. She just wants to see what I'm doing in the kitchen. Whoa, you got a big scoop of it. But anyway, I'm curious if you guys have any fun date night ideas or things you want to do, maybe things you have done to help just reconnect after having a baby. By the way, it's another rainy, dreary day. I know I keep complaining about this, but I just feel like this is not the way that it always is. It's just constantly wet and cloudy outside. I'm like, we are not in Europe right now. What is going on? Okay, this one's kind of funny. It says, how do you manage to clean the mess all day? It's funny because my house is a mess right now. I'm someone where my mental health does so much better if my space is clean and organized as much as possible. And I get that concept, but my mental health is better if things are clean. So, do you need water? Here, drink some water. Yeah. So what I like to do is clean as I go, as best as possible. It's funny because right now it's just a mess, but during, whoa, I've been getting up before her. Do you want some? No? At night I do a clean sweep where basically I do just a scan of the house and clean things up so we wake up and it's clean in the morning. Oh, baby. It's so funny she starts doing this as soon as I turn the camera on. Yes, baby. You're all done? Okay, you're all done. All right, mommy wipe you. Okay, okay. Clark has actually been really helpful with this. When he gets home, he helps clean up dinner and clean up all her toys and just all that kind of stuff while I'm feeding her and putting her down. So that way we wake up in the morning with a clean slate. That to me is like necessary. I thought you were done. Another thing that's really helpful that I do is to, you bite your finger. Oh shoot, it's okay. Mama, kiss it? I hate when I do that. I know, I'm sorry. It's okay though. Yeah, that hurts, huh? It's okay. Are you all done? Do you want me to take your tray away? Another thing that I find really helpful is cleaning up after every single meal, like doing the dishes and not letting it pile up in the sink. That is a big one for me. Okay, you're all done, baby. I'm someone that will procrastinate all the other important things in life and just clean because it feels like therapy to me, and it just, I love a good clean. But something else that we've recently done the past 2 or 3 months is hire cleaners. I've never had cleaners in my entire life. They come twice a month, so every other week, and that is really helpful. I struggle even saying that because I feel like I have guilt around that or something, but it's something that has been very helpful. So I'm not having to, you know, scrub all the showers and toilets and mopping the floors and all that kind of stuff. That would take me so much time. It's overwhelming keeping your house clean from a day-to-day basis. But then all the things that need deep clean and everything. So it's not like I'm not cleaning. They come literally twice a month, but I'm very grateful for that, and that's something that has really helped me as a mom, and I would never go back. Best way to build a mama community / friendships. I've been struggling with this one. I struggle with this too, and I'm grateful that I have friends in a similar season of life that are new moms, so I have them I can talk to. But it's hard even when you have friends. It's like, how often are you really talking to them? And I know they're only a call or a text away, but building that sense of mama community definitely has been a challenge for me as well. We go to baby classes, and I feel like that helps. Even if I don't get the mom's numbers and like see them outside of the classes, it's still good to just sit and have that community to be able to talk about stuff or just to strike up conversation or ask questions. And they even have one class on the schedule that is basically for moms or for the parents to come and just kind of connect and talk and have some icebreaker questions. So I found that to be really helpful and something that I really look forward to. So if you don't have friends in your life that are in a similar season, which can be a really common thing, you can feel really isolated if no one else in your life can relate to you or you can relate to them anymore, you know? So maybe finding something in your community that is something similar to that where you and baby can go to once a week. I know those exist out there, so I would just look up your area and just try to do that so that you can just start to kind of foster that community and so that you feel like you have an outlet to at least be able to talk about things with someone else in a similar season as you. But the way you're feeling is valid. It's really hard to build community or friendships when you're a mom. Your life changes so much, so I hear you, I get it. I posted on Instagram that we just got Sage's birth certificate. I thought we did it in the hospital, but I think that was just us filling out the form, but you have to actually order it separately. Who knows this stuff? I didn't know this. Over a year goes by and I'm like, oh my God, I have to get her birth certificate. And that was one of the things on my mental list that was stressing me out that I just kept putting on the back burner. So I told Clark, I'm like, listen, here's one thing I need you to handle specifically because it's stressing me out and I keep putting it off. It's been a year, so you just do it. Okay, I should have done that a year ago and he would have done it, but I don't know. Anyway, he did it in like 5 minutes. I think it's by state. The link that we used is for our state, so I'll put it below if anyone is in Georgia, but you might have to find your own state website. Okay, Sage's current schedule, wake windows, naps, feeds, bedtime, etc. Okay, I'll give you a rundown. First of all, wake windows are the biggest piece of advice that I have for new moms. That is the thing that helped me understand what the heck is going on, to know her cues, to know how long she's supposed to be awake at, you know, the age that she was at. That continues to change with them, but it was so helpful to know. So I'm like, oh, is she tired right now? Oh, is she hungry right now? Taking care of babies is good. They have a list of wake windows and maybe from 0 to a year, they have it broken down. I think you can Google it too, but it might break down, okay, the age, this is their optimal wake window for their age. So taking care of babies talks about that. Also, full feedings. I really, really liked their stuff too. You can even pay like $9.99 a month and you can get guides and downloads to be able to see, you know, an optimal schedule. We didn't follow anyone else's schedule for our baby, like Moms on Call or anything like that. We strictly went by wake windows and that naturally put us on a routine. And we started a routine around probably 7, 8 weeks maybe is when we started to kind of implement more of the wake windows. But to answer the question, right now, she is 13 months old. She gets up in the morning around 8 a.m. I nurse her, then we do breakfast, and then we'll have a wake window of about 3 hours. She goes down for her first nap at 11. Typically we'll sleep an hour and a half to 2 hours, so getting up at either 12:30 or 1. Get up, I nurse her again, and then she plays a little bit. I'm making lunch, we have lunch, so that wake window is another 3 hours. So she goes down around 4 o'clock again, and then that's her last nap of the day. She will sleep for about an hour usually for the last nap. Sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. It just kind of depends, but usually it's about an hour. So her getting up at 5, I nurse her again, plays a little bit, I'm cooking dinner, we eat dinner. That always changes because Clark works so late, so it really just kind of just depends, but she goes down around 8 o'clock every night. And then I feed her right before she goes down. All the other feedings, I feed her when she wakes up. Then before bed, I nurse her before she sleeps. She sleeps 12 hours and we do it all again the next day. I should have been sitting here by the window this whole time because the lighting further into the house you go is just awful because it's so rainy outside. What's one thing you least expected about becoming a mom? I'm a new mom here too. Congratulations to you. Might be obvious, but the love that you have for your baby, you can imagine what it's like, but then when you experience it and go through it, it's much more than you could have ever even imagined, you know. And people would say that before I had kids. I'm like, no, I can understand that concept, but it's true. Having them is just like you would literally do anything for them. Anything. Literally would do anything for your child. Of course, I was told about postpartum depression and the baby blues, and I'm grateful that I did not experience that specifically, but I did experience postpartum anxiety, and I still do to some extent. So I guess I didn't really expect postpartum anxiety. I always thought about the depression part of it. Something that happens with that anxiety is just these flashes in my head of scenarios or situations, and it's like very detailed, and I'm like trying to stop my brain from thinking them as it's happening, but it's really dark and it's just not good. So I guess I did not expect that to happen. And then also people say it goes by so fast, and they are not wrong. It is incredible that I am 13 months postpartum right now and that I have a child. That's something that keeps blowing my mind too. I'm like, wait, I have a kid? I have a child? And she's not just a baby, she's a toddler now? It's crazy. I guess I didn't expect it to be so good. That might sound bad, but you know, there's of course hardship and all these things that come with motherhood, of course. It sounds so weird, but I guess I just didn't expect it to be so great or to be what it is. And I think that's a part of going through the experience of becoming a mother. I don't want to say I planned for the worst, but Sage gratefully was and is such a good, easy baby. Of course we have our things, but she was not a very challenging baby. So I'm really grateful for that, especially it being my first. I pray that all of them are that way, but you know. Yeah, so I guess I just didn't expect it to be so great, and it is. Someone said, how long should you breastfeed your baby, 6 months or a year? So I think this is totally personal. I'm not gonna tell anyone what they should do. For me, I am still breastfeeding and I want to continue to breastfeed. I don't know when we're gonna wean. I know it's recommended for babies to be breastfed or have formula up until a year, just as far as nutrients and stuff like that. Typically babies are starting to eat food around 6 months. Maybe that's your question. Do you stop milk once they start eating? And the answer is no, they need it all the way up to a year. So as far as breastfeeding goes, that's everyone's own personal journey. I'm very grateful for the journey that we've had and been able to go this long. But I would definitely say to have your baby either be breastfed or formula until a year and then figure out weaning from there. For us right now, we are going until I figure out when we're not gonna go anymore. I thought this was an interesting question. Someone said, if given a choice, would you prefer a C-section delivery over normal delivery given the pain now that I've been through it? So to answer the question, I would still say no, that I would not prefer to have a C-section. This is like a total hypothetical thing, obviously. Like we're not in a real situation right now, which is saying a lot because that pain is next level. I will say that I know my threshold now. I know what I can handle, which is a lot. I know no one's giving out awards here. Just a little bit about my story. I went 36 hours before getting the epidural and then got the epidural, which was the best thing in the whole world, and then had Sage about 4 hours later. So I had a 40-hour labor and it was very, very intense. For the next one, I now know how it all goes down, but I know every birth is different. So it's not like I'm gonna have the same exact situation for the second baby, but I now know the pain and what I can endure. So I know that, which is cool to learn about yourself. I'm like, I am a strong woman. But I will say I'll never wait that long before getting an epidural. I waited so long because it's not something that I wanted. I wanted to try for a natural birth. And I figured, okay, I'm this many hours in, I have to be so close. So I'm not gonna get it now. I would have, but like I'm not gonna get it now because I'm, 12 hours in, 24 hours in, 30 hours in, 35 hours in. I'm like, okay, I have to be close. And I just wasn't. My body was not progressing. Whew, it was something. I have a birth vlog that I did, but I also have a 2-part series, I guess you could say, of me going through my entire birth story and kind of like just talking about it, giving you all the stuff that you don't see in the birth vlog. So I have all that I'll put below. Yeah, so for the next one, I definitely know my limits and I'm not gonna go that long. And if I get to a certain point where I'm like, okay, I know how this feels, I know how this goes, and if my body's not progressed to a certain point, then I will probably make a different decision and get it earlier. Maybe I won't get it at all. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, I'm only gonna answer one more just so this doesn't get too long and boring for you. Someone said, how did you lose your post-pregnancy tummy fat so fast? And postpartum body stuff, like my body stuff, I have kind of avoided talking about, which I think there's two sides to that. One part of me is just like, it's my own thing. I don't want anyone comparing themselves to my journey. I don't want to compare myself to somebody else's journey. So I've kind of just not talked about it. And on the other side, I'm like, well, I can share honestly because it's my own experience, and me sharing my experience is not to shame anyone or make anyone feel bad or make anyone feel good or, you know, whatever. My story is my story. I don't know if that made sense, but that's kind of why I just haven't really talked about it, but I'll answer the question. Our bodies are different after having a baby. I know there's a big bounce back culture and different ways you can look at that. After having Sage, I really wanted to not focus on that, and I just kind of trusted my body and my lifestyle to do its thing to get me kind of back to where I feel good, but I didn't stress about it, and I'm still really not stressed about it. I live a very healthy lifestyle. I just had faith in that my body was going to get taken care of, and I did lose the weight pretty quickly, but my body is still different. It's not what it was before pregnancy. Nobody's body is. I eat a really clean plant-based diet. It's not perfect. I really take care of my body, so I think that's a big part of it. So even if I've lost weight, I'm still extremely weak. I barely have any muscle tone, so I miss those parts of myself. But again, I'm kind of letting just time happen, and I have a lot going on right now, and I think that you should, of course, prioritize your health, but then also have that balance of it not getting to an unhealthy place. And I was at that place years ago in my life, so I'm kind of just trying to be gracious on myself, and I had that mentality the first few weeks and months postpartum. I guess just not in a huge rush to, you know, lose all the weight, make it happen. And of course it's still in my head of I want to lose the weight because I personally just want to feel good. But I gave myself a lot of grace, and I went on walks and did a little bit of yoga, a little bit of Pilates here and there, but I still have not figured out my workout routine. Eat all the fruit, eat all the vegetables, don't restrict yourself, eat in abundance, have a lot of water, go on walks, try to rest. I say all these things and it's like hard to do when you're managing a lot and trying to take care of a new baby. But I think that's my point, is there's so much you're already having to pour into that just giving yourself grace will go a really long way, and just build these little habits over time, and that all around just can make you a healthier version of yourself. So whether that's losing weight, whether that's toning up, whether that's just feeling mentally more clear, whether that's just feeling confident and good about yourself, whatever that looks like for you, try to give yourself some grace and build these little habits to become a better version of yourself every single day. I'm so tired right now. I don't even know if anything I said in this entire video was helpful, made sense, if I actually answered questions. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I'm just like, whew. I feel like I'm just floating through today, so I apologize. But I promised you I'd put up a video every single day. But that's just me sticking to what's actually happening in my day, how my mood actually is this day, and not some curated version of me. This is just, you're getting me right here. So anywho, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, subscribe, and I will see you in tomorrow's Vlogmas video. Okay, bye guys.